See, we got it right, and Lewis is looking at his phone.
This is how
if
we
you've got the
roll.
magic touch, you're going to lower the temperature on Saturday from the high of 107 to 87.
Right. Yes. Well, here's the deal.
That'd be wonderful.
At Kern County Raceway, when gates open at 5, 90% of our grandstand is in the shade. So in the grandstand, it's going to be about 87 degrees, regardless of what time you come out to the races. Now, on the track, we don't really care about the drivers and how much they suffer and how hot it is inside the race cars. But as long as the fans are comfortable and drinking plenty of Budweiser, we're good.
We're good.
Yeah.
That is the nice thing about KCRP is you do have that shade.
Yeah.
But for the pit crews and for everybody else in the infield, it's gonna be tough.
Well, we're going to have a couple of cooling stations down there in the pits. American Safety provides us with this huge misting fan and an easy up there. So that's going to be a very crowded area between races. I can tell you that. And then we're going to have a couple of those cooling stations up in the grandstands as well.
Absolutely.
So we're doing everything we can, and plenty of Dasani water and Powerade and ice cold Coca-Cola up there for you to stay hydrated.
And pit barrel cooking.
Pit barrel cooker.
Pit
night.
And
cooker
what an
night.
appropriate day for pit
Yeah, we
barrel
are cooking
cooker night.
on Saturday night. Yeah, Pit Barrel Cooker Night at the races. This is a product that was developed here in Bakersfield by Amber Glanville and her husband Noah Glanville. And Amber's from Bakersfield, California. They moved to Colorado and started manufacturing there. And then now live in Louisville, Kentucky, and manufacture their product there. It's all made in the United States, but was developed and the idea was done here in Bakersfield. I used to work with Amber at Buck Owens Productions. She and I started on the sales team on the same day. Anyway, it's a great product. It's the original pit barrel cooker. It's patented. Don't settle for any imitators.
I think I saw one of these at the
the pit barrel cooker is the original.
at the home show, and I was so impressed with it. I totally picture what you're talking about.
Well, it's a hanging type.
Yeah, right.
It's not a barbecuer. It's not a smoker. It's kind of the best of both worlds. And it makes me like an expert barbecuer. I mean, all my stuff turns out tender, juicy, tri-tip. It doesn't matter what I put in there. Chicken, it tastes unbelievable. And you use this hook system is what I like to use. They also have a grill grate, like a traditional barbecue. But I can hang like 4 tri-tips in there. Hour and 30 minutes later, man, I got 4 perfectly smoked and barbecued tri-tips.
Nice.
They're awesome. Yeah.
Griffith, remember that for our 4th of July.
Absolutely, absolutely. And we're going to give one. We're going to give away a pit barrel cooker at the end of the season. So we qualify a winner each and every race night.
Love it.
At the end of the season on October 29th, we'll have 20 qualifiers. We're going to invite them all out to the races and give away our pit barrel cooker on October 29th.
So this weekend we got the late model Twin 35.
We're only going to do a single race this time. Late model single, 40 lapper.
All right.
So
Very
I'll
nice.
correct you there.
Okay.
Sorry I didn't get a hold of you earlier.
Okay. Spec mods, mini stocks, legends, and mini dwarfs.
Absolutely. Great night of racing.
And we got Eric Brust here, who is in the spec mod. The most resilient class yet at Kern County Raceway Park is the spec mod.
Rising from the Phoenix, yeah.
Right, exactly.
Eric drives the number 4 spec mod, and I've known Eric for what 30 years now, going on
Nice.
30 years.
Yes.
He's a great supporter of the racetrack, and I want him to kind of talk about his season so far. And I'm just so glad that he decided to come back because about middle of the off season, weren't really sure we were going to get Eric back at the racetrack, but he's come back very, very strong. Eric?
Oh, yeah. I like I've said, in the start of the year, I'm having a good season. I just, like I told you at the beginning, I've never quit anything. Racing's frustrating, for one.
Yeah.
Especially for me, for someone who I don't know a whole lot about it when I got started racing cars.
Right.
So, I came from dirt bikes. So each race, I'm getting better. Each year, I'm getting better and better. So this year, I think I got a handle on it. My car's pretty consistent every night. So I just keep sticking it out. I'll be good.
And you got some financial help this year.
Absolutely.
You actually got some sponsors. First couple of years, Eric was financing this thing himself.
Right.
Absolutely. Pure Bliss Salon right there on Hegman. Nails by Patty. Your Way Fumigation, 3G Rebar. My biggest supporter and help is Steve Portengay. And obviously my girlfriend Tanya. Those two have really made this for me this year as consistent as it is.
Wait,
So
everyone talks so highly of Steve Portengate, but what has he done for you, in your development as a driver?
Steve Portengate, he obviously he's busy with Blaine and his K&N team.
Right.
But the good thing with Steve is he's right down the street from my house. I have any questions,
Yeah.
he's right there for me. Chris Sager is right down the street. They're all right down the street from my house. Honestly, literally, it's 3 blocks.
Right.
So I have that in my back pocket. And so anything that I've needed or had any questions on my car, he's been more than willing to help me. So that's been the biggest thing for me.
And I'll tell you, it's kind of his fault that I'm here in this seat right now.
Really? Okay.
Yes.
All right. I want to hear this story.
Let's rewind the clock 25 years. Eric and I and a good friend of ours, Tim Lynch, played adult league baseball together.
Okay.
And I would sit on the bench and I would go through all these.
This is not softball. This
is adult league baseball.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. I like the story already.
And I'm a humorous guy, and baseball games are long, drawn out deal. So anyway, so we're having fun, and I'm always doing these announcer voices, and I'm probably we're at 22, 23 years old, and Eric and Tim get involved with Bakersfield Yamaha at the time,
Yes.
and they're going to put on a motocross race out at the Bakersfield Speedway.
Okay.
And so Eric and Tim, they say, hey, Steve, Nakahoma is my nickname. They say, hey, Nakahoma, we want you to come out and be our announcer for this motocross race. And I said, dude, I've never announced races before. He says, well, yeah, you're great, man. Well, just do whatever you do, man. Like in the dugout in baseball. I'm like, okay, I'll get it going. So we went out there, had a great time, great turnout. It was a great event.
Absolutely.
And just so happened, Doug Baton, the promoter at Bakersfield Speedway at the time, just happened to be there.
Yeah.
Well, he comes up. I think it was a 2-day deal, wasn't it?
Yeah, Saturday.
So Sunday afternoon or whatever it was, he says, hey, Steve, I like the way you sound on the microphone. Would you consider coming to work for us at the Bakersfield Speedway? That was 1993, right?
Right.
So I say, yeah, I've never announced before. He says, well, come on out, man. We'll get you hooked up with Mike Mosier, and it'll be great. So these guys kind of started me on They started me on the road.
They encouraged you.
Well, no, they gave me my shot, man.
Yeah.
And so, and the rest is history. And I carry that story with me all the time. Eric and Tim getting me started in this whole announcing deal.
So maybe they were like, they just wanted to be rid of you of the baseball dugout too.
Yeah.
No,
it was good. It was fun.
No, he was good. He could play ball too. So I believe
Good.
first base.
Yeah.
He does
good.
well, and
Yeah.
he's done really good with this announcing deal. I'm really proud of him. He's taken this and ran with it, and he does a great job.
Nice.
We're very fortunate to have him over there at Kern County. He's wonderful job.
Wow.
You do a great job.
Well, I'm
No doubt
almost
about
as
it.
red as my shirt. Well,
Absolutely.
and it's guys like Eric that has made it to victory lane out at Kern County Raceway before, but we don't hear a lot about him, and
Yeah.
that's what we're going to start utilizing the Power Hour for is getting these racers. Getting the word out that these racers are great guys. They're great supporters of the racetrack. And Eric's the guinea pig. It was actually his idea. He says, man, tell me a little bit more about this Power Hour deal.
Yeah.
I said, well, here in a couple weeks, I'll get you on. And he reminded me on Tuesday night, say, hey, don't forget,
right?
I'm still, open to come out. Well, let me find out if we can get you on. So it worked out. But-
Always welcome.
So this is the open invitation. Call Steve Hughes if you'd like to come on the Power Hour. We do it every Wednesday at 11 o'clock. On Bakersfield.com, all you racers out at Kern County Raceway, if you guys want to come on with me, just meet me down here, and
I think
you get to get on the Power Hour.
The thing I love about about motorsports is, and Mike and I've talked about this many times, is that you guys work, and then your hobby is work, and I kind of like that, I basically, by the time that my day is done here at the Californian, when I go out and when I have time to go out and cover a motorsports event, that's sort of like almost like a hobby for us. And we like to just, like, Griffith hates me when we go out to do stuff, because we just work hard the whole time. Not as hard as you guys do, but I love that sort of passion. So, what is your 9 to 5 day like? And then how much time do you put in on your hobby, basically?
I work at UPS.
Okay.
So I work in the morning,
Right.
And then, like I was telling Sam, I don't have to go and work out when I get off work.
Yeah.
I work at UPS, so
You work hard every day.
man.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, and then when I get off there, I'm very fortunate
Yeah.
to have who I have in my life.
Right.
With my girlfriend Tanya, she works at a local hospital here. So, I honestly do things around the house, and then I work on my race car.
Right.
So I'm very fortunate and very blessed in that matter. So you're right though. When I get done working, I'm working, so it never
Absolutely.
stops.
Absolutely.
We want to give a shout out to Tanya Baker
Oh,
and all the race girlfriends and wives out there that, it's team effort, man. Can't do it alone.
Right.
And shout out to
Absolutely.
Dylan Baker graduating and Racing Vernon graduating this
Absolutely.
weekend
Yeah, I
as
was
well.
going to say a good
Yes,
shout out
yeah.
to Racing.
Racing,
Because we all know
Dylan.
Racing likes racing more than schooling. And on Facebook, he was talking about he's going to graduate, and I thought, good deal for Racing for
Absolutely.
getting through
Good
it.
kid.
Well,
Yeah,
let me tell you
great
what that
kids.
means. If you know graduate, you know racing. So he graduates, so he can continue
Nice.
racing.
And
So,
that's good for him to,
Yeah.
because
absolutely.
he's been pretty much he was in here and he talked about it.
Yeah,
He's
I'm-
not much for the schooling.
Yeah, I'm very proud of Dylan. If you
Yeah.
guys ever had the privilege of meeting Dylan,
And
hey,
Dylan,
I think we've had Dylan
Man.
on once before. I think last year he was
last
on.
year,
Yeah.
He'll be going to CSUB.
Nice.
And his plans is he wants to be a pharmacist. So that kid,
He's a nice kid too.
Absolutely.
And he works in the infield, doesn't he? Or did
Yes.
he? Yeah.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
When he's not racing.
He's not
Yeah.
If
racing.
he's not racing, he's working out there.
Or
at
if
KCRP.
he's not working at Albertsons.
or if not working out.
Yeah.
If you ever
Yeah,
met
it's-
this guy, works and works and works and works and works.
Gotta
I
love
don't
that.
know where he's got his energy, but man, I wish I had a little bit, half of it. This guy, he's unbelievable.
Hey, how is the class? I mean, you guys are all competitive. We had the big crash last year, which we thought was like, oh no, this is the worst thing ever. And we came back, but my experience with your drivers is those are all quality people over
Well,
there.
I'll talk from my
Yeah.
side, and then
Yeah.
I'll let Eric
Yeah.
take it over.
Yeah.
From what we're seeing, when you have from first place back to eighth place, a tenth and a half in the top 8 cars,
Yeah.
that tells me the parity is getting just closer and closer and closer. And by saying that, I have to thank Shane Thompson and his crew for
Absolutely.
not only just helping out the cars, that he owns and that he runs, but helping out the entire class, just getting better and better and better. Now, we did make a couple of rule changes in the offseason, which help out the handling of the race cars.
Yeah.
But everybody's just getting better and better. Eric?
Absolutely. For one, Shane Thompson is basically
He's the godfather
he
of the
is-
Spec Mod division.
This guy, he's great. Not only will he help the 2 cars that he is responsible, actually 3 or 4, I believe, and won the past 3 championships. So this guy's been around. He knows what's going on, and not only does he help with his guys, he helps everyone in the class. And what's great about it is absolutely everyone that he has helped, they have run better.
Nice.
Or they have won. So, yeah, big shout out to that guy. He really is a help to this
I mean,
class.
he's even helping Jason Galvin.
Yeah.
I mean, that says something right
Yeah,
there.
what are we
I
gonna
mean,
do?
Come on.
That speaks to his character.
That
Yeah.
speaks to
Tremendous
his character
and patience.
Yeah.
How do you deal with Jason Galvin? That's what we get. That's really the big story.
I haven't dealt with him too much, just for the very first race. The very first race, he comes up to me. He's all, man, I know you're going to start well, and I don't know. This is my first time, so take it easy on me here. So that guy,
He had a lot of pressure. He missed the shift in that
yeah, he
first
missed
race.
the shift.
Yeah,
Yep. But he held his own. I believe he ended up second that night.
Yeah,
So no, he's
yeah.
doing just fine. Our class. Last year, I want to say we had 7 or 8 different winners in our
Yeah.
class last year.
Right.
So, and I think that our class is one of the most consistent car counts each and every year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's a great class.
I think it's fun. I think it's a fun class to watch. I mean, and basically, we talked about this before. Is that the parity is something that we like to see because it makes it for exciting coverage for our standpoint too. Hey, this guy won this week, and this guy won that week, and
Well, so far we're 2 for 2, 2 races, 2 winners in the Spec Mod division. Kind of following what we did last year.
Yep.
With I think we had 11 races and seven different winners. That's
crazy.
So excited about this weekend. Buddy Shepard going for his 4th in a row. We're going to see a couple of new late models out there this weekend. Spec mods are going to be exciting. That mini stock class with Destiny Joplin giving up her prom night to go racing and then getting her first win as the reward on
Yep,
that.
not bad.
Pretty big. She leads the points there. Our Legends cars are always exciting, and I don't know about you guys. I know Griff has an opposite view of this, but I love the mini dwarfs.
Hey, I'm going to be down in their pits with him.
Good.
See if I can find somebody that'll.
He's got a
talk.
project he's working on.
Got a
Yeah,
project
that's what
I'm
I hear.
working on.
Yeah, that's cool,
So the
man.
main dwarfs are fine.
The
I got-
future
I got
stars
actually
of
some-
racing.
Yep.
Got some
Well-
good video of Chloe putting her gloves on when she had before her main event when she had the roof open and stuff. So some pretty good video.
I think it's interesting too because if you look at the senior mini dwarfs, especially the girls are so
Dominant.
good and dominant in that in
Competitive.
at both tracks. and
competitive.
Very competitive.
very competitive, and
Yeah, they are competitive.
I think that's good for the sport. I mean, I think it's good for
and
racing.
Kiersey, and she will tell you, 10 wins,
Yep.
and
10
she's going
wins,
for number
right.
11.
Yeah, it's a big deal.
Yeah, it's all
Yeah,
she's gotta say.
she that's a big deal for her. She's focused out there, no
Think
doubt.
about putting a bounty out on her.
Oh yeah, you love that.
Good
that
luck.
always works out well. Then you put one on her.
I've
You're
got
gonna,
her family too. I'm good friends with her family. I don't think I want to do
you're
that.
gonna have to put one on McClenny and Bandles too.
Yeah,
then.
Yeah.
no doubt. Yeah. And Shepherd, look out.
Shepherd.
I mean, it's but it's going to be good. Again, you're in the shade when you're out at Kern County Raceway. Almost from the time we start qualifying the cars, grandstands are in the shade. We'll have cooling stations and plenty. I'm telling you, plenty of ice cold Budweiser to keep.
Hey,
you,
and better yet,
keep you hydrated.
are there suites still available on occasion?
course.
See, that's where you need to
Just
go.
call
Right.
me.
Get the suites.
Yeah.
Give this guy a call.
We even got we're gonna launch something new. It's kind of been sitting up there in turn number 1. We call them trackside party shacks. Holds
Oh.
about
Here.
10 people.
Nice.
There's 3 of them up there. You get your own little private area.
I was
so
wondering what those were.
yeah, that's what it is. They're air conditioned, and you can hang out in there with the kids. So
And I think before we go, we'd be remiss if we didn't mention that Charlie Beard, the principal
Absolutely.
owner of KCRP, passed away and his services last week, and well attended out there in Taft.
Right.
certainly was. Certainly
Yeah,
was.
you
It
know,
was a great service.
Man, my condolences to you and his family. I read this gentleman's deal in the paper.
Obituary, yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What this gentleman
and
has
Charlie
accomplished
Beard,
in
and
his
there
life.
was one of the things they had a lot of stuff out there in the lobby of the church, and one of them was one of his drawings for it looked like some sort of well fitting, and it was from the early '60s in a hand drawn little like a relief valve or something, I imagine, and it was just. As somebody said at the service, he was an engineer without the degree.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
he made a tremendous impact on the racing community and in the oil fields, and I know a lot of the racers were grateful for his contributions to get KCRP up and running with the help of James Vernon as well. So,
Yes.
yeah, tremendous loss for this community as well. We're gonna take a break. Thanks, Eric Bruss, for coming in. Steve Hughes, always good to see you.
Thanks, man.
We'll
Thank
talk to you guys soon again. Coming up next, Bakersfield Speedway recap from last weekend. We'll be right back with more here on the Baco Motorsports Power Hour.